Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talkima. Every conversation here helps you learn English in a simple way. Jack, how are you today? Did you have a good weekend?
Hi, Emma. Hi, everyone. I'm doing great, thanks. My cousin started learning English 2 months ago, and he asked me a question that made me think a lot.
Really? What did he ask? I love hearing questions from news learners because many people are usually wondering about the same things but never ask them.
He asked, how can I become fluent in English? What should I learn first, second, and third? I knew some tips, but I wasn't sure about the right order.
That is a fantastic question. Many learners know different study methods, but they don't know which step should come first and which one should come later.
Exactly. So I told him, listen to Talk Ema. Then he laughed and asked, okay, but what should I do after that? And I had no clear answer.
Well, today's episode will help him and many others. We're going to talk about the path to English fluency and the best order to follow step by step.
That sounds useful. I like having a clear plan because learning feels easier when you know where you're going instead of trying random things every day.
Before we begin, please like this episode, subscribe to Talk Ema, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us create more lessons.
Thank you so much for listening. We truly appreciate every listener around the world. Now, Emma, let's start with the first step on this fluency roadmap.
First, let's talk about a common problem. Many people want to speak English well, but they don't know where to begin or what to focus on first.
That's true. Some people start with grammar books, others memorize long vocabulary lists, and some try speaking immediately without much preparation.
The real problem is not motivation. The problem is having no clear order. Learning works better when each step supports the next one naturally.
So it's like building a house. You need a strong base before adding walls, and you need walls before putting on the roof. Everything has an order.
Exactly. That's why step one is very important. Before speaking fluently, you need to fill your brain with lots of English every single day.
Fill my brain with English? That makes sense. So the first step is listening and reading a lot because good English must go in before it can come out.
That's right. Step one is simple. Listen to English every day. Use podcasts, easy videos, or songs. Don't worry if you don't understand every word at first.
That sounds easier than I expected. But honestly, what should learners do when they hear many words they don't know and feel a little confused?
Don't worry about that. Your brain learns even when you don't understand everything. It slowly gets used to English sounds, patterns, and natural rhythm.
So my brain is learning in the background, like a sponge soaking up water, little by little. I really like that idea because it feels less stressful.
Exactly. Listen while walking, cooking, or traveling. 10 or 15 minutes every day can make a big difference if you stay consistent over time.
So I shouldn't focus on speaking yet. First, I need to fill my mind with English through listening and become familiar with the language naturally.
Yes. Think of it like filling a cup with water. If the cup is empty, nothing can come out. First, listen a lot, then speaking becomes easier.
That makes perfect sense. And how do I know when I'm ready for the next step? Is there a sign that tells me it's time to move on?
A good sign is when you begin recognizing words and phrases without effort. You'll hear something and think, hey, I know what that means.
Great. So step one is daily listening. Fill my brain with English, be patient, and let my brain absorb the language little by little.
Exactly. Now let's move to step 2. This step is called copy what you hear. After listening, you start repeating English out loud.
Copy what I hear? So I'm like a copy machine now. That sounds fun, but how does repeating help me become a better English speaker?
Because repeating trains your speaking muscles. Listen to a sentence, then say it the same way. Copy the words, the rhythm, and the pronunciation.
I like that. It's almost like learning music. The more you repeat the sounds, the more natural they feel when you speak later.
Exactly. Speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth, tongue, and lips need practice, just like fingers need practice when learning a musical instrument.
And the best part is I can do it alone. I only need a podcast or video, then I can listen, pause, repeat, and improve every day.
That's right. Here's a quick example. Listen carefully. I would like a cup of coffee, please. Now repeat it and match the rhythm closely.
I would like a cup of coffee, please. Wow, I can feel the difference now. Some words are stronger, some are softer, and it sounds more natural.
Exactly. Shadowing teaches more than words. It helps your mouth feel the rhythm of English naturally, so speaking becomes smoother and more comfortable.
So step 2 is simple. Listen, repeat, and shadow every day. I'm not only training my brain now, I'm also teaching my mouth how English works.
Perfect. Now let's move to step 3. This step is talking to yourself in English. It may sound strange at first, but it works very well.
Talking to myself? That sounds a little funny. If people hear me speaking alone, they might think I'm having a very serious conversation.
Maybe, but don't worry. This is private practice with no pressure. Just describe what you're doing during the day using simple English sentences.
So if I'm making breakfast, I can say, I'm making toast now. I'm pouring coffee. I'm getting ready for work. Something like that?
Exactly. You become the narrator of your own life. You talk about simple actions, and that helps you build speaking confidence naturally every day.
I really like that idea because nobody is judging me. I can make mistakes, stop, start again, and practice as much as I want.
That's the beauty of this step. You can experiment freely. Even if you make 10 mistakes, it's okay because every sentence is useful practice.
Well, my cat might hear everything, but I guess cats don't care about grammar mistakes. They have other important things to worry about.
Exactly. Another great habit is reviewing your day before bed. Talk about what you did, where you went, and how your day felt in English.
So I could say, I went to work, met a friend for lunch, came home, and watched a movie. That's simple and easy to practice.
Yes, and after a few weeks, you'll notice something amazing. The sentences will come faster because your brain and mouth are working together.
Now I understand. Step 1 filled my brain with English. Step 2 trained my mouth. And step 3 connects both of them perfectly.
Exactly. And now you're ready for step 4, which is a big milestone. It's finally time to start speaking with other people.
Real people? That sounds exciting, but honestly, it also feels a little scary. What if I make mistakes or can't express my ideas clearly?
That's completely normal. Everyone makes mistakes when learning. The important thing is to keep speaking because mistakes help you improve and grow.
I like that mindset. Instead of fearing mistakes, I should see them as part of the learning process and keep moving forward confidently.
Exactly. Start small. Talk with a friend, join an online group, or find a language partner who is also learning English like you.
That feels much easier. When two learners practice together, there's less pressure, more understanding, and both people can improve at the same time.
When you're ready, Start using English in real life. Order a coffee, ask a simple question in a store, or have a short chat with someone nearby.
I like that idea. Small conversations feel much easier than long ones, and they help build confidence without making learners feel overwhelmed.
Exactly. And here's something important to remember. Most people are kind and supportive when they see someone trying to learn a new language.
Really? That's good to hear. Many learners worry that people will laugh at their mistakes or become impatient during a conversation.
In most cases, the opposite happens. People often speak more slowly, smile, and try to help because they respect your effort and courage.
That makes me feel much more confident. Learning a language is challenging, so it's nice to know that many people understand that.
Take small steps and keep practicing. Every conversation, even a 30-second one, helps you improve and become a stronger English speaker.
I remember my first conversation in English. I was extremely nervous, and my hands were shaking the entire time from excitement and fear.
And now you're speaking English with me on every episode of Talk Ima. That's proof that progress happens little by little every day.
You're right. I didn't notice my improvement because it happened slowly, but looking back now, I can see how much I've grown.
Exactly. Step 4 is simple. Talk to other people, start small, be brave, and don't be afraid of making mistakes along the way.
Got it. I'll focus on communication, not perfection. Speaking with others should be enjoyable, not something that makes me feel stressed. Think in English? That's interesting. Right now, I usually think in my language first, then translate before I finally speak.
That's normal for learners. But translation takes extra time. Real fluency happens when English goes directly from your mind to your mouth.
So instead of 3 steps, it becomes one smooth step. That sounds much faster and probably makes conversations feel more natural too.
Exactly. The good news is that thinking in English develops naturally after lots of listening, speaking, and daily practice over time.
But are there any simple exercises that can help learners start thinking in English a little sooner and more comfortably?
Yes, look around and name things in English. Think phone, chair, window, or water bottle without translating from your language.
That's easy enough. I can practice anywhere, whether I'm at home, at work, or even waiting for a bus during the day.
Another great habit is reacting in English. If you see something cute, say, so cute. If you drop something, say, oh no.
I love that idea because it feels natural. Instead of studying English, I'm actually using it in real moments throughout the day.
Exactly. And here's something many learners experience. One day they have a dream in English, and that's a very special moment.
That sounds amazing. I hope that happens to me someday because it would mean English is becoming a natural part of my life.
That moment will come, Jack. Keep practicing and trust the process. One day you'll notice that English appears naturally in your thoughts.
I can't wait for that day. Step 5 is clear now. I need to stop translating and allow English to become a natural part of my mind.
Exactly. Now, let's review the complete roadmap. These 5 steps work together and help learners move from beginner level toward fluency.
Great. I love summaries because they make everything easier to remember. Let's go through all the steps one more time from the beginning.
Step 1 is filling your brain with English. Listen every day, stays consistent, and let your brain absorb the language like a sponge.
So my job is simple at first. Listen often, keep my ears open, and allow English sounds and patterns to become familiar naturally.
Step 2 is shadowing. Listen carefully, pause, and repeat what you hear. This helps train your mouth and improve pronunciation.
Right. Instead of only understanding English, I'm also practicing how to speak it with better rhythm, confidence, and natural expression.
Step 3 is talking to yourself. Describe your daily activities in English and practice without fear, pressure, or embarrassment.
I like this step because I can practice anytime. It's just me and my voice, learning through real-life situations every day.
Step 4 is talking to other people. Start with short conversations, be brave, and remember that mistakes are part of learning.
Small conversations first, then bigger ones later. Every real conversation helps build confidence and makes English feel more natural.
Finally, step 5 is syncing in English. Stop translating whenever possible and allow English to flow directly from your mind.
That's the goal. English stops feeling foreign and becomes something natural, something I use comfortably without extra effort or translation.
Beautifully said. Remember, fluency takes time. Progress may feel slow, but every day of practice moves you one step closer to success.
I like that reminder. I don't need huge improvements overnight. I just need to take one small step forward every single day.
Exactly. Be proud of your progress and keep going. Even if the journey feels long, every bit of practice has a value and purpose.
Let's do one final review. Today we learned 5 simple steps that can help anyone improve their English speaking skills.
First, fill your brain with English through listening. Second, copy what you hear by using shadowing every day.
Third, talk to yourself and practice alone. Fourth, talk to other people and use English in real conversations.
And fifth, think in English instead of translating. Follow these steps consistently and your fluency will continue growing over time.
That's a great roadmap. I learned a lot today, and I hope our listeners feel more confident about their English journey too.
That's all for today's episode of Talk Ima. Thank you so much for spending your time with us and learning together.
We truly appreciate every listener. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Talk Ima and support the channel.
Don't forget to like this episode and share it with a friend who is learning English. It really helps our community grow.
Before you go, tell us in the comments which step you're on right now. We'd love to hear about your English learning journey.